Welcome to Count Fragula.
So I was looking back at my springtime and thought about the scents that I wore the most. Actually, I have so many bottles that, the most means once in 3 months. And my springtime actually looked like this. Early March, my company sent an email and said, you're going to be working from home for the rest of your life. And I was like, awesome, great. So I will never ever see people again. I can wear all the perfumes that everybody hates and no one cares. So let's just get right into it. So the first one, it's not a woman-pleasing scent. So if any person likes this, it's just for your own sake. Don't expect anybody else to like it. But it's Roger Dove Vetiver Perfume Cologne. And I just love this bottle. And actually, I think looks good with my shirt. It's just, I'm a sucker for cute bottles. So a lot of reviews on Fragrantica say that it has like a burst of citrus in the top. No, not on my skin. It starts with a very woody, smoky vetiver right from the beginning. And it's refreshing in a sense, but it's not a freshie. So I love this as a spring scent, but it only made number 10 because, you can only wear it ever so often. And I'm not always in the mood for a super smoky scent, but it's just so beautiful. And the bottle is very cute, so of course I have to have it in my collection. So I'm very superficial, as I said. The second one, I probably don't have to introduce it, but I will anyways. It's Creed Aventus, so referred to as the King. I think it's just because people are sick of saying the word Aventus. So it's just, it's so good. So there's actually a backstory to this one. When I first smelled this, it was 2014, it was in Berlin. I had just bought my very first niche perfume, which is Virgin Island Water by Creed. I fell in love with it. And the sales assistant, she was like, oh my God, you have to smell this. And she sprayed it on me and I hated it. Oh my God, I hated it. I was like, oh my God, this is so smoky. This is ridiculous. I will never in my life like this. And she gave me a sample and I sampled it over the years and it took me 4 years to finally appreciate it. And anybody who's into Creed Aventus will know, oh my God, she did not buy the smoky batch that the sales assistant sprayed on her, which she could today sell for like a gazillion bucks. So I did not like it. I'm more the fruity kind of girl. So I'm very happy that it's not that smoky anymore and it doesn't smell like burnt stuff. And it's pineapple. And this one is just very, very fruity. It's a very recent batch for the people who care about this. It is 19U01 and I heard it's one of the better ones from 2019. It's number 9 on my list because I really enjoy this, but I don't reach for it often. Why don't I reach for it often? Because everybody who's into perfume basically has a bottle. And I have other choices to reach for. So yeah, but I still love it. It's great. And after sniffing a sample for 4 years, 2018, I just bought a bottle. Of course not this one. I sold the other bottle. I'm stupid, so that's just me. So number 8 on my list is a very recent acquisition. And I know it doesn't really count if I say these are the ones that I wore the most in springtime. I just got this in last week, but it is so good and you have to check this out because no one really talks about this. It's by Maison Francis Courcoujon. I'm not really good with the French pronunciation. Everybody just says MFK. And it's called Gentle Fluidity. And it's the silver version. So it has the capitalized G and the lowercase f, and it comes in like a combo. So there's also one with a gold cap and with a lowercase g and the uppercase f, which is basically totally different, but they share the exact same notes. It's just in a different proportion. So this one immediately spoke to me when I sampled it. So I walked into Neiman Marcus. There's the sales assistant that just always knows me. He follows me around because he knows I like to spend money on perfume. And he's like, let me show you something. I recently migrated from selling Armani to MFK, so I have something you will love. So he sprayed this on me, and it was just love at first sniff. So it is, everybody everybody says like gin tonic. I hate gin tonic, but I love this scent. So it's juniper berries, and it's so fresh and juicy, but it's not really fruity. So it's again, it's like a little bit like the Roja Parfum. It's fresh, but not a freshie. I would go lightly on the trigger though, because it turns very sweet in the far dry down. And if it's really hot outside, like a hot spring day, I mean, it will just get cloying. But it's so funny. I sprayed this on, and the wife that I'm currently quarantined with she just went bonkers. She was like, "Oh my God, what are you wearing? This is so good." And it really is so good. I mean, it's just so well balanced. It's just beautiful. So the gold version, I will probably buy it, knowing myself, sometime during the next year, probably 2 weeks. And it's more an ambery vanilla type of scent. So I'll probably wear that one in the fall and this one just throughout, the remaining 4 hours of spring, and then the remaining summer. It's just so beautiful. You have to check it out. No one really talks about this, but it's really, really good. And it's not one of the pricier ones of MFK. So it's good. So we are at number 7, and you already saw Aventus. So this one would probably not be a surprise. It's Hachivat by Nishane. And Nishane, actually, they totally blew me away last year. 2019 was my Nishane year. I started out with Fan Your Flames, which is gorgeous, just not as versatile. It has like a lot of coconut and tobacco in it. And it's just more for the colder days. And then I got Ani, and Ani, it got a lot of hype, 2019. Rightfully so, I say. It's just this, what Ani has is like this gorgeous ginger opening with like lots of vanilla, and it's just spicy vanilla in the front. And I think it's so sexy. It's so beautiful, and I just love it. And I have a big bottle of it. And then of course I had to have Hachivad, which also caught a lot of hype, and everybody says like, oh, it's their take on Aventus. And I see that. I do see that. It's like the very juicy pineapple opening with like bergamot. But what I love about this one is the earthiness. It's like, putting your hand into like soil, like black soil. It's not off-putting. It's not like, you've been working in your backyard for a day or two and haven't showered. It's like, fresh soil plus a lot of fruit and musks. And whenever I wear this, people are like, you smell good. So that's why I wear it, it's not super fresh, so I wouldn't wear it on like an extremely hot day, but for springtime it's just perfect. Actually, it's gorgeous, and the longevity is powerhouse, so it's great. I'm a little embarrassed about the next choice though, because I'm a basic bitch. So it's Baccarat Rouge 540 again by MFK, and I mean it's Baccarat Rouge 540. There's just nothing that people don't know about the scent. It's beautiful, it's gorgeous. So again, little story about this. So the first time I smelled this, it was a sample. I ordered something from an online store, and they just threw in a sample of this. I think it was maybe late fall 2016. And the moment this kind of like sprayed into the room, I was like, what is this? It basically was an aphrodisiac. Is that the word? Aphrodisiac? Whatever. It was so gorgeous. And I think it's the jasmine in it. The jasmine, the saffron, and the ambergris. It's so beautiful. And it's like, it's radiating around you. And it's so sweet, but it's not too sweet. And it's like, it's a little bit like cotton candy, but also like salty popcorn without the popcorn note. And it's just, I mean, again, look at the bottle, look at the whole composition. It's a masterpiece. And I don't know if people who bought the original version of Baccarat Rouge 540 ever were bummed out because he kind of released a scent that was maybe a fraction of the price that they initially paid for their limited, 5 bottles. But it's just, everybody just smell this. This is gorgeous. I mean, if you're not into sweet scents, you will hate this. But if you are, you will love this. So, a lot of people say, though, that they get like latex, glove, medicinal smell with it. But if you're into this, smell it.
Nice.
Do you get the gloves?
It's very clean. No, I don't.
Okay. Me neither. for me, it doesn't smell like gloves or a dentist office. If it would, I would not wear this. I hate going to the dentist. So it's just gorgeous. It's just, you know, and it's perfect for spring actually. Move in. It's perfect for spring actually, I think, because it pushes out enough. It's sweet enough for like colder days, but it's not too cloying if it's kind of like warming up during the day, etc. You know, go lightly on the trigger, etc. But you know, it's just perfect. It's just a masterpiece. Check it out. I mean, it's a techie bottle, but it's a gorgeous bottle. It's Naxos by Xerjoff. It's an Italian niche brand. If you don't know it, I mean, you probably know. You probably know about them. Naxos. I mean, what can I say? So it looks like I haven't worn this at all, but I had a 30 ml decant I went through. So I had to have a bottle because I never go through any decants, but I went through the decant. And it's, I mean, it's gorgeous. It's lavender. The cap sits very tightly. It's lavender. It's honey. It's vanilla. I think it's sandalwood. And the combination is just beautiful. It's just gorgeous. And it actually smells like a very good chewing gum. So, you know, I enjoy chewing gum. So I would say it's a fun scent to wear actually. I don't think it's kind of like too formal or anything. It's just nice. It's just whenever I get a whiff when I wear it, I'm like, yeah, I'm wearing Naxos. So there's actually a pretty good clone out there. And why talk about clones? Because this is super expensive. So there's a good clone out there by Alexandria, which on its own is pretty good. It's not super close to Naxos, but it's a beautiful scent. So if you want to explore Naxos, I highly recommend checking out the Alexandria clone. It's just also very good, but this one's just, you know, it's a beauty. Xerjoff, they're great. They're amazing. Not everything they do, of course, but you know, who is amazing 100% of the time? Probably I am, but you know, I don't know many other people who are. So, yeah, check it out. I said earlier I'm a basic bitch. I really am a basic bitch. So this is Creed Original Vetiver. A lot of people say the word original is kind of really a lie because it was probably ripped off of Thierry Muglia's cologne, which I smelled it and I hated it. It's like super cheap, and this one is just gorgeous. So in springtime, you know, basically all around here, but especially in springtime, I love going hiking. So, you know, when I come back and it's been a long hike and you take a shower and you want something refreshing, this is gorgeous. It opens up with like so much juicy citrus, and then it has this beautiful vetiver that is not so smoky. So this is actually pretty decent in terms of compliments if you're into that thing, but it's just, I mean, the citrus opening, it's just so good. And the ginger in it, I think it's the ginger citrus combination that I really, really dig. So I mean, it's a 50 ml bottle. It's like super tiny, but you see the big dent that I put into it. So I really love it. And I kind of reach for it a lot when I want something refreshing. Longevity kind of sucks, but you know, who cares? You know, I'm working from home. I can just get up and respray every 3 hours if I want to, and I can move around a little. So, you know, I don't mind that, to be honest. But Original Vetiver, to me, you know, who cares about if it's original or not? It's just a gorgeous scent. It's just beautiful. Top 3, I mean, heavy hitters. So this is Tuxedo by YSL. You know, there's so much that I can say about this, and I will not say it because it has been said already. But first of all, magnetic cap. I love magnetic caps. It's gorgeous. You know, it's a good design. As I said earlier, I'm a sucker for cute bottles. I like the cap. But let's get down to the scent. So when I spray this on, it's super juicy. And first, I wasn't really sure what the juiciness was, but then I found out it's rose. And I'm usually not the biggest fan of rose, but this rose is like, it's out of this world. It's so juicy. It's so beautiful. It's so refreshing. And then when the patchouli and the spices hit, I think on a kind of like cloudy spring day, it's just a perfect scent. And you know, just imagine you have to go somewhere, of course not right now because no one can go anywhere, but if you had theoretically a place to go or to be. And it's called tuxedo for a reason. If you wanted to dress up, spray this on. You're always well dressed. People will love how you smell. It's perfect. It's blended to perfection. And it's just so easy to wear. It's, of course, people can argue, is it niche or not, being YSL and being a designer house, but it's like their higher tier line. I think it's a great entry into niche, and it's my top 3 for spring because I just fell in love with it when I smelled it, and I just knew I always wanted to keep it. So it's a good one. Yes, I know. Leighton by Perfumes de Mali. It's, it's not a surprise. It tops a lot of lists, but I think this is perfect for springtime. It has some apple, it has cardamom, it has vanilla. I do really not get the Vicks note in the beginning that a lot of people talk about. To me, it doesn't smell like cough syrup at all. It smells just like a gorgeous, spicy, fruity vanilla scent. It's just beautiful, and a lot of people like it. So when I spray it on, people are just, they're like, oh, this smells good. And, that's, it's not what I always go for, but it's nice. So Leighton, I'm pretty late to the Leighton game, to be honest. I started out with Leighton Exclusive, which is a little bit more challenging, I hear. But I love the coffee note in it, and I love the oud note in it. It's just not as suitable for spring, I think. So when I got this into my collection, I couldn't stop wearing this. It's just that good. Now number 1. And sorry, number 1 is just the sexiest scent that exists in this world. It's Rehab by Initio. And this is a tester bottle, so I have the notes right in the back. This makes it easy for me. It has natural bergamot, natural lavender, cedarwood, patchouli, sandalwood, and musks. So it's just perfect. Everything that has just sandalwood and musks, I mean, it just lies on your skin. It just feels like a second skin. It's just beautiful. And I mean, Rehab, I don't know why they call it. I mean, it is addictive. Maybe I should go to rehab. But it's just the vanilla, the sandalwood. It's just so gorgeous. It's so beautiful. And it's not heavy. It's just right there. And I just never want to stop sniffing this. So I think it's perfect for springtime. A lot of people say that it has like a reminiscent of Spice Bomb. I owned Spice Bomb in the past. I wasn't the biggest fan of it, and I can see where the comparison comes from. It does remind me a little bit of it, but there's no sharpness at all. It's just beautifully blended. It's just a gorgeous, perfect scent. And if you want to smell good in springtime, just get this. I know it's expensive. Look for deals. You'll find it a little bit cheaper, and just spend the money because it's just worth it. And scrap all the other spring scents. If I had to go with just one spring scent, I'll just, keep this for the rest of my life. It's just gorgeous. So basically that's my spring list. Now you know how I smelled this spring, 10 days in spring. So, who knows what'll, make it to the summer list. I'll let you know. Thanks. So
Okay, I think we have enough.